and especially it is important for Lithuania as well as our region. What is happening at this very moment is unprecedented, clear, stated decision-making in relationship to what is happening in our neighborhood. It is very important to say that Lithuania, together with our neighboring states, European member states, such as Poland, the other Baltic countries, Scandinavia, have already made the unprecedented decisions to spend significant amount, which is typically expected to exceed 5% of GDP for defense. And it is also followed by unprecedented decision making by NATO. To my understanding, this has clearly indicated a significant shift in terms of the opportunities which come from one hand establishing a new defense industry ecosystem on a regional basis. It is very clear that lessons learned from our neighborhood, especially from Ukraine, indicate how important it is to have short supply chains. That means all countries, including Lithuania, will be seeking to create as much capability in the closest region of having necessary defense industries as close to home as possible. Such spending is absolutely going to be a trigger, which will help us in the next 3 to 4 years to create in practice a new defense industry ecosystem. And that will not only be a clear indication, a necessary response to the ongoing geopolitical situation, but also a new economic growth sector. Lithuania has never seen such growth as it is happening now. Both we see that this is indicating opportunities for our defense ecosystem players to grow and for new ecosystem players to appear. As a ministry, we have created a new initiative called VITIS, which is just for 1 year united more than a couple of hundred million euros just to start and assist new companies to create innovative defense products, but also for bigger ones to launch some additional versions. Well, I'm very happy to say that fintech industry is one of those industries which clearly state how successful smaller European member states can be when we have a very good strategy in their mind. It was in the context of last financial crisis when all the banks were, in those unclear waters and companies were struggling to get the necessary finances. It was exactly in that moment that Lithuania took a very clear position to say that one of the answers to this situation could be one of the most attractive regulatory environments with the support of state regulator and creating a sandbox approach when a company which seeks to get a license and operate as a fintech company, they could do that with a support rather than just a very complicated and messy procedure. And this helped Lithuania to become, a location as a primary, to my understanding, gateway for non-European fintechs who want to enter European market. They do exactly that through Lithuania. That is why we have now more than 280 fintech companies. And we are serving more than 30 million clients with more than 8,000 people working in this field alone. This clearly indicates that this was a very proven success, how we can convert a crisis into a new opportunity. And within that context, we have managed to establish ourselves as a gateway for non-European companies, especially to enter European market. And I think this is a model which can be replicated and continues to be replicated in our sectors as well. Well, Lithuania has always been one of the countries who have been very vocal to say about the risks that come from these countries. And our long-standing position is now being recognized by our close partners and friends in all continents that we have been right to indicate those risks, because those risks in the last years have come true. And for many, it has been a very eye-opening moment. For Lithuanians, it has been a clear, long-standing preliminary evaluation of the situation under which we operated. And we have been always very straightforward with our businesses. And I think we can really be thankful for this strong cooperation with our business community, who have also seen those risks. And together with the support of the government, with strong innovative culture, with eagerness to find new markets, we have managed to really diversify their dependencies on these markets. And while, yes, geographical position for Lithuania would be a very strong in terms of being a bridge between the East and the West, but depending on those situations, we have managed to adapt and find new markets. And I think this is part of our DNA of our businesses, because once they see a risk coming up, renewable energy for Lithuania is something which is a very clear, strong focus, strategic focus under which we have operated and we continue to operate. Since our reestablishment of our independence, we had many dependencies in terms of energy. And throughout many different governments, we had a very straightforward path in order to ensure our energy independence. One of those primary examples was an LNG terminal called Independence, which allowed us to reduce our dependency on gas from Russia completely, but also help to reduce those dependencies not only for Lithuania, but also for the region. In terms of energy, and especially electricity, we can see that Lithuania also took this opportunity, and at the beginning of this year, we have cut all electricity grid dependent connections to Russia electricity grid. We connected fully, integrated fully to European grid. And also, we are one of the fastest moving in terms of creating renewable energy sources. More or less about 70% of last year's energy which was consumed was already produced by renewables. And that is one of the highest numbers you can find. As a government which is in place now for a little bit more than half a year, we have moved up our expectations to create 100% of electricity coming from renewables by 2028. And that is also one of the fastest and one of the most ambitious goals that you can find within European Union. This has taken Lithuania from the situation of being in a very dependent state in terms of energy to a new situation under which we can become an electricity exporter. And especially if you look in our neighborhood, we see that there's a lot of need, not only for affordable electricity, but also for renewable electricity. And here, Lithuania is now in a very strong position. So generally speaking, we are part of those few European member states which are leading the way by example, by technological advancement, by showcasing how this is possible. Well, Lithuania has always benefited significantly from strong cooperation and open markets that the European Union provides. And we talked just a few moments ago about fintechs. And one of the success stories of that is our ability to be a gateway, not just for Lithuanian market, but for European market as such. So there are many significant benefits within which Lithuania can foster, because we can offer reliability, we can offer friendly regulatory environment, we can offer fast-paced solutions, and there's always space for individual European Union member states to showcase their eagerness to be more competitive their capacity to cut red tape, and in many other ways to be a little bit faster or more friendly in specific fields on which we have our eyes set on. But at the same time, it is in the interest of Lithuania to have a European Union, which is continuously a competitive union, which is a union which is capable to deliver on global challenges, and especially in situations such as now we have so much instability on global scale when we talk about trade. The ongoing discussions about the tariffs would be a big challenge or a bigger challenge for Lithuania, but we see that the common understanding, a shared and common negotiation tactics between the United States and European Union puts us in a stronger position. So I think this is exactly where we want to be. We want to contribute to the decision making which builds a strong, competitive, and growing Europe. But at the same time, within that Europe, we can find a lot of space. And we have already showed in many examples that we can be that country which is a little bit faster, maybe a little bit more friendly to business, a little bit more competitive. I am 100% sure that we have a lot of almost low-hanging opportunities available for a closer economic cooperation. And I'm very eager to contribute personally to growing that and seizing those opportunities. In the second half of this year, there's some plans for my personal visit to the region. We have, as you mentioned, just had a chance to discuss with our ambassador as well. He's very excited for a visit, and there will be more high-level visits from our government as well throughout this year. And this will be building on the foundation which we already have. There's already some strong memorandums signed between Lithuania and region representative countries. There's some stronger focus on certain sectors which are more typical, but also with opportunities to create cooperation in more high value added sectors from green tech to fintech or AI. But also energy, which we talked about, is also a big challenge under which we could cooperate. And something which continues to be one of those lower hanging opportunities and more simple to kickstart is tourism opportunities. And typically exchanges between people visiting each other countries also lay sometimes unexpected foundations for economic cooperation as well. And I think those will be the topics that we will be discussing. And I hope that within our term of the next 3.5 years, we will have many results from these efforts that we plan to make happen in the next years.